By Michelin is brought to you by Singular, the wireless company that fits you best. Welcome back to Darlington. Here's where the Coca-Cola Racing family is running in today's race. Several of their drivers on the lead lap back through Bill Elliott, as Jeff Gordon enjoys a lead of just 1/4 of a second on Elliott Sadler. Sadler trying to win his first Darlington victory in his 9th start here. Terry Labonte won his 5th start here. Jeff Gordon his 6th. Dale Earnhardt got his first win in his 7th start. A fellow named Darrell Waltrip won his 9th start here, just as Sadler is trying to do today. But Mark Martin is the man who's coming. Restarted 11th. He has climbed up to 7th, running just as fast as the leader.
Yeah, I think the problem is, though, all the cars in between him and the leader, they're all running about the same lap time. The further he goes, the harder it's going to be.
I'm watching Mark, but I'm watching that 38 car. And I got to tell you, Mike, you asked me this question when we were at break. What do you do now? If I'm Elliott Sadler, I'm thinking 2 things. I'm following the guy that's won 6 races here. He's the winningest driver here right now. I've got a car that's set on the pole. I need to win a race for my sponsor to prove people that Robert Yates put me in this car for all the right reasons. I'm up on the wheel right now, and I'm not holding anything back, but I'm not sure that 24 car is doing the same thing.
Let's look back then at the 3rd place car of Kurt Busch and go to his pit. Here's Dick.
Well, right after the green flag came out, Mike, and he had fresh tires, the word that he was hearing in his earpiece was tire management. Take care of your stuff. But just a few moments ago, Kurt Busch keyed his radio and said he's having problems with his power steering. He's in 3rd. He's dropped back just a tad.
Now, right behind that group, look at right here, Craven, and then Blaney, and then Jarrett. Darrell, when you can see the leader, and you think you're gaining on him, is that when you're at most risk of using up your car?
Well, what you do, if you overdrive these turns just a little wee bit, that thing will slip up there and knock the wall down. So right now, when you got a lot of things going on in the cockpit. You got to think about how am I going to win this race, but you also got to remember I got to race the racetrack, and I got to have a little bit of tire left at the end of this thing with 10 to go. So a lot of things going on in the cockpit right now.
But you know, Darrell, going back to what Dick Berger was talking about on that power steering, we're hearing more and more people have power steering problems. I think what it is, these guys are doing so many things to their power steering system to keep from robbing horsepower, and trust me, this is not a racetrack you want to lose your power steering this late in the race.
No, and the other thing is, Larry, if you keep dropping the air pressure down in these tires, you get it lower and lower and lower, particularly the left sides. That steering box will get like a tight spot in it because it's got to fight through that radial tire, and sometimes they'll kind of want to lock up with you.
Yeah, and his teammate, Matt Kenseth, was having problems with power steering in Atlanta last week, just like Ryan Newman was as well.
I think sometimes it's just a product of low air pressure, and the power steering box and the pump can't handle the pressure the tires put on it.
Just under 30 laps to go, 5 cars within 2 seconds of the lead.
Because a radial tire does not want to turn. A radial tire really wants to go straight. You got to make it turn. You know, Darrell, that pack of Craven, Blaney, and Jarrett, if they kind of quit to racing amongst themselves, they're gaining ground on the leader.
But I'm going to tell you, looking out at Dale Earnhardt Jr., the Budweiser car right here, remember he was so good in the beginning of this race, and the weather now is about like it was in the beginning of the race. It's like they lost the handle in the middle portion when that sun was out, and I've been watching the lap times. He pretty much has the quickest race car, but does he have enough time being 2 3/4 seconds behind and being back in 6th?
Track position right now is the key. I mean, Jeff Gordon's in the driver's seat. He sits there and runs his kind of race and doesn't make any mistakes, which he's not prone to do. He's going to be a hard man to handle.
The interval was closing just a bit, but I think when he catches that next pack of cars, he's also going to have Mark Martin to deal with.
Yeah, and there's no traffic. I mean, they haven't been in traffic. The restart, the cars are all pretty much strung out, so they don't have any really traffic problems to deal with. That can have a big effect, but I don't think it's going to come into play.
And our guys on pit road that constantly feed us information, even though they may not be reporting it on air, the track temperature is the coolest it's been all day long.
Jeff Gordon leads Elliott Sadler now by almost half a second. When we come back, we'll take you to the checkered flag.